Hey, so I'm switching it up today and doing a technical tutorial. So today we want to look at Autodesk BIM 360. Now, if you've ever worked on a Revit project, then there's a strong chance you've done cloud collaboration, which is where several people are working on the same model file, but in different locations. And the most common tool that people have used to achieve this is Autodesk BIM 360. Now, I'm trying to show you the tools that are available on this platform today because a lot of people think about it almost like cloud storage. They think about it as though it's mostly useful for storing files in the cloud, sharing Revit files, and that's pretty much it. But BIM 360 is so much more than that, and we will look at that today. BIM 360 is part of the Autodesk Construction Cloud, which is Autodesk's solution for connecting workflows, teams, and data to help you build better. It is really starting to phase out in favor of the Autodesk Construction Cloud. So actually, in a couple of months, you're probably going to get another video on this channel talking about the Autodesk Construction Cloud, but it's best to think of BIM 360 as something that's part of the Construction Cloud. The Construction Cloud essentially just has more to offer. Now, there's a few ways to access BIM 360. You can go to the link in the screen and visit BIM 360 on the web. Now, you would need an Autodesk account to access this. If you don't already have one, I would recommend getting one first by registering with Autodesk.com. It's free of charge if your organization already pays for Autodesk or if you're a student. But I think that if you are not a student and you're a self-employed or business owner type person, you might need to pay for some tools. But however, I believe that registering for the account is free. BIM 360 itself is not free. On your computer, you can access BIM 360 using the Autodesk Desktop Connector. This tool you can download for free on the Autodesk website. And it's essentially a way of viewing your files on the computer, almost the same way you would say a OneDrive type of thing or just your regular file explorer. Now, Autodesk Docs is where you would see all your files on BIM 360. You would see it according to the name of the project and the team you're on. Now, I mentioned at the start of the video that people do compare BIM 360 to SharePoint because to some degree, they're both for file sharing. People have used them for file sharing, but BIM 360 is really more than just file saving and file sharing. BIM 360 has a full suite of tools that lets you manage files from most Autodesk platforms. So that's AutoCAD, Revit, even PDFs, Civil 3D files. You can actually view them and work with them on the cloud. But SharePoint is more like a intranet website interface that lets you organize information for your team and view them online in a kind of website style. BIM 360, on the other hand, can host both Revit files and documentation because it has a Microsoft add-on. So having your files on there is a good way of combining your Revit files and your Word documents in one place as opposed to having them hosted in two different places. So BIM 360 has a couple of tools that are useful. A lot of people are used to document management alone, which is the aspect of BIM 360 where your files are hosted, but it has a couple of add-ons, even more than the ones shown on my screen, that you can purchase. So quickly, I'll go through each of them so you have an idea of what they do. The project home is where you have a dashboard that kind of shows you what the project is about. So you have the address, the site weather, any design review risk factors. So these are issues that have been identified with BIM 360's clash detection add-in, and any issues that you add to the project will show up here, and these are manually added by whoever is the design reviewer or design author. And then you have insights, which is where you can view analytics and issues about the project. So the insights would be something like these, but in more detail to help you see where your project is succeeding or failing. Document management is where all your files are hosted on Docs. That's what it's called on the Autodesk desktop connector. And here you can share, view, markup, and manage your construction drawings, documents, and models. So you can work both with 2D and 3D. You can do markups similar to how you would do them on Bluebeam. And you can also set up review workflows and transmitter workflows that alert the people on your team when it's time for them to do a review or make a transmitter to a client. And you can track issues in a more organized manner because you can add issues both from the site and the drawing phase. Now, design collaboration is where you would manage multidisciplinary teams. That includes the architects, the structural, the mechanical, all of the disciplines producing work. We can do more intensive design collaboration on BIM 360, same as model coordination, where you can check for clashes and design errors. Field management is optimized for site visits. Here you can create site reports using something called BIM360 checklists, and you can customize a template that goes with your company standards and use that for your site reporting. It's available on mobile as well. And I must say it's a very convenient way of arranging photos on a report because, come on, we all know the issue with Microsoft Word and photos. No shade intended. Project admin is where you manage the project team. So this would typically be managed by your BIM manager or BIM coordinator. And this is where people will be added to the team with different roles and access. So there will be subsequent videos on this topic where I will show you how to actually use the tools mentioned and the different ways you can leverage them for your team. But I do hope that you start to consider BIM 360 as more than just a file sharing application for Revit. Please subscribe to the channel so you can get the subsequent training videos where I go in depth into the different modules. As always, this is non-sponsored by Autodesk. I am only sharing advice. This has been the BIM Mentor, and thank you for coming to my channel. If you love this video, please leave a comment below and tell me which of these modules is more applicable to your field so that tells me which of them you'd like to see first. Thanks for watching.